Yeah, I lost 3 to 4 years of my life pretty much from kratom addiction. I've got I have 3 kids, but I have 2 quite young children, and the postpartum period after both of those births was a difficult time, and that's where kratom kind of grabbed me. I was seeing all sorts of lovely ads from Feel Free for months and months before I ever tried their product. And it really kind of helped my brain to be introduced to it as something that it completely isn't, right? Like it was portrayed to be safe and suitable for people who are sober, for people who are trying to transition away from alcohol. It geared towards natural people, people who want to be healthy. They have ads about, be a super mom, these sorts of things. So there was some real bad players there. Feel Free, especially. They've proven themselves to be kind of out to get people. Nobody that I've seen, this is a little tangent here, but people who want to say that this is a medication that helps people get off of other drugs, that's certainly not the way that it's being marketed by the people who produce it. They seem to be trying to undermine the message about its danger. Like they want to paint it to be something that really doesn't have risks. And for the average consumer, it's going on drugs. It's not going off of drugs. And then they don't help themselves in that way. So I got sucked into an addiction with Feel Free. I did eventually, after 9 months and my family, kept circling in, I was able to get some sobriety from that. But still, this was probably 2022, 2023. There was really no public knowledge, any doctor or substance counselor that I spoke to, I had to do a lot of work to kind of educate them. So that was very difficult. And then I had a major relapse after the birth of my son, who's 1. And that's when I discovered 7-OH products and quickly completely lost everything to that addiction. I mean, I think it only took me maybe 3 to 4 months before my body seemed to be shutting down. I was like scraping the bottom of the barrel financially. I was not able to function in my life in any way, and my mental health was unrecognizable. One of the scariest things to me about kratom is the specific type of depression and suicidal depression that often accompanies the withdrawal from it. The way that it acts on different receptors in the brain, it targets the opioid receptors, but also like stimulant receptors. So that is really the danger there as far as the withdrawal and the escalating addiction. I found it to be an extremely isolating experience being addicted to kratom because, one, a lot of people don't really believe you or don't know what you're talking about. If you go online to research it, you find a lot of people saying that it's completely, harmless and helpful. And I think in some ways that's one of the other major dangers here is that the people that promote it, they're not representing the true danger. And so you do have a lot of people kind of led into extreme danger that way. I think that for the average user, this is something that could take somebody that doesn't have a history. I didn't have a history of opioid use disorder. I didn't have any history of any kind of drug issues. I've never taken any of the street drugs or anything. I would never search that out, right? But the way that this was sold to me, it really gave me some comfort that it was so readily available and all the good things everybody had to say about it. So I was blindsided and my life was really ruined by this for several years. I'm blessed and thankful that I was able to get much of that back and I'm in good health and recovery now, but it did take way more than I ever would have guessed. It took a full, rehab process, and it took Suboxone medication. It took, acknowledging that I had an opiate, that I had a drug addiction to an opiate, essentially. And it takes users a long time, I think, to get there. There's a lot to cover when it's something that kind of filled my days for years. And yeah, it's changed. It changed everything about my life and the trajectory of my life, I think. So if anybody has questions for me, I'm happy to answer those. Thank you.